Miracle Boy Boxing, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, the one and only Hosting Cruz, bringing you another exciting edition of boxing. Don't forget to hit and to like, subscribe to my channel. It's always greatly appreciated. Stay tuned. Miracle Boy Boxing, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Hosting Cruz, and guys, Richardson Hitchins, and still IBF Junior Welterweight World Champion, live from theater at Madison Square Garden, New York, New York. The hometown kid put on a solid performance, as expected, at least by me. Richardson Hitchins is currently, he currently has the best jab at 140 pounds. I've said this before. It's a nice, long, quick, stiff jab, the best in the weight class, and it was full on display throughout the fight. It was the punch he used in the fight to really set everything up, man. Set everything up, the body shots. The jab was just busting George Kambosos up, repeatedly peppering him to the head and body. And the left hook to the body came, which came to stoppage. But George Kambosos, man, all the time courageous, all the time full of heart, warrior that he is. And he just couldn't take the body shot. And it's impressive because George Kambosos has never been stopped. So for Hitchins to go in there and stop George, be the first to stop him, it's impressive. But the results with Hitchins defeating George Kambosos, that was expected. You know, I'm not surprised by it. I'm sure many of you aren't surprised by it because this is what was expected to happen. And I said this, that George Kambosos did not deserve this title shot that he had tonight. He did not earn it. He got himself a win over a young undefeated local fighter in Australia who was a nobody. So he won that fight, which got him the opportunity to fight Hitchins. George didn't earn it because coming into that fight, George was coming off 2-3 losses. The loss to Haney twice and the loss to Lomachenko. Won this little tune-up, then he got the Hitchins title shot. So I felt he didn't deserve it. Either way, at the end of the day, he got it. He got the paycheck. He got the opportunity. He got outgunned. He got outboxed. He got outclassed. And he got stopped for the very first time in his career. So at the end of the day, you know, you got to give credit to Hitchins, man. He put on a hell of a performance with his jab and boxing. Like I say, he displayed a nice jab, the best jab at 140, followed by excellent 1-2s. I think that's his money punch. The 1-2 and the jab is also. I think the jab and the 1-2 is his key punches. Is his number one arsenal in his repertoire. But yeah, on to the next, man. After sending the crowd home happy, Hitchins said, "Fuck the Haneys. Fuck Devin. Fuck Bill. Pussies." You know, hey, you gotta stand by Hitchins with this one, man. No one likes the Haneys, man. Both they all talked a lot of smack. A lot of bullshit, and it's good to see fighters take it to him and tell him, hey, we don't like you either, bro. And after that, Teofimo got in the ring while Hitchins was getting interviewed, saying that he wants to fight the best. He said him and Teofimo were talking about a fight some time ago, and Teofimo eventually got interviewed, and he said, hey, I'm all for the people. Let's do it. Now, when he said that, I'm like, not really, because if you're all for the people, you would have accepted that, $12 million to fight Subriel Matias, and you turned it down? So, it is what it is. He did not accept that offer. I think that was the most he ever got offered for a fight, and he still turned it down. So, yeah, I mean, that's a good fight. Richardson Hitchins versus Teofimo Lopez. That was definitely do good numbers. It will sell out. I'm sure it will sell out the theater at Madison Square Garden. Both guys are from New York, Brooklyn. And he say Teofimo ain't really from New York, Honduras more, but you know he some say he's from Florida. He's from Florida. But you know Teofimo is also he I guess he resides in New York currently. I guess I don't know, but fans, I'm kind of confused. Like, is Teofimo really from New York or he's from Florida? Which one? I mean, I think he reps New York more than anything else. I don't know. But either way, Hitchins got the impressive performance, dominant victory over George Kambosos, a fighter that's been a warrior, who's fought the best, from Devin Haney to Lomachenko to Teofimo, and now Richardson Hitchins. He got that big win over Teofimo Lopez, and ever since then he's been getting these big fights and losing all of them, and just living off that win, you know. And that's the way they were trying to sell this fight. Like, is at the theater, Madison Square Garden, where he defeated Teofimo Lopez. Here we go again, the underdog. Can he pull it off? We'll see. And they sold it to us. I mean, at least not to me, man. I mean, what happened that night happened, but he couldn't do it again. He couldn't get it done with Haney twice. He couldn't get it done with Lomachenko, and now he couldn't get it done with Hitchins. So it's not going to happen again. I mean, George Kambosos needs to retire. He's 32, not old, but he's taken a lot of beatings. You know, he got the win over Teofimo that in 2021. Got outboxed by Haney, got outboxed by Lomachenko. And yeah. Matter of fact, I think Lomachenko stopped George Kambosos. So to say that George Kambosos was stopped for the first time against Richardson Hitchins, that is an error in my part. I thought Richardson Hitchins was the first to stop George Kambosos, but I was wrong. I was wrong. George Kambosos was stopped in the 11th round by Lomachenko. And now he was stopped in the 8th round by Richardson Hitchins. So it's impressive. You know, you gotta give Hitchins his credit. He was able to stop a tough fighter in George Kambosos earlier than what Lomachenko did. So yeah, let's see what happens, man. Let's see if we get Hitchins versus Teofimo or Hitchins versus Haney. I mean, those are two good fights on paper, and maybe in action. We'll see. We don't know what's gonna happen when that bell rings. Well, yeah, guys, let me know what you guys think on Richardson Hitchins' performance. And yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, as Richardson Hitchins retains his title in New York's Madison Square Garden Theater over a very game, of course, as always, George Kambosos Jr. Miracle Boy Boxing. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host, Austin Cruz. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, as it is always a pleasure to talk to you guys about boxing. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.